Hi, my name's Scott Augustine, and today we're going to be reviewing the Crispi Briksdal Non-Insulated hunting boots. I'll be using these on an elk hunt this fall in southwest Montana, so we're going to get a wide variety of different terrain that we'll be working in. So I did a lot of research on boots, and this is ultimately what I decided to go with. Just to jump right in to some features about the boots. We got a 9-inch height on it. We got a rubber rand for protection around the front and sides here. It's made out of a nubuck leather. It's got the Crispi ankle bone support system. It's got a Vibram sole, real aggressive tread on the bottom, and it's very tacky, so when you're going through all kinds of different terrain, it kind of morphs to it and kind of helps your grip on that terrain a little bit better. I will say that this is a 4 flex on the Crispi stiffness scale, so you can see it's pretty stiff. It has a little bit of give on it, but not a whole lot. I decided that that was good for me just because I have previous knee and ankle injuries, and I wanted to get as much support as possible. I don't want really any movement in the ankle when I'm going to be carrying a heavy pack and going up and down hills. So that was a primary focus for me when looking at a boot. This is a 10.5 and this is a 11. Now they say to order true to size, but because I don't have a Crispi store anywhere near me in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I decided to order both. Just to see which would work better for me. The 10.5 absolutely worked the best. I put it on, it has just enough room. Once you get a new pair out of the box, it is a little tight in this forefoot right here, right across the or that region right above your toes. But you have plenty of plenty of movement up in the actual toe box, so you're not going to be constricted, anything like that. When I put the 11s on, the only thing that got bigger with this boot is actually the length. So because this boot is a 4 flex and it's built for rockier terrain and side hilling, it's not going to get any wider. It's meant to be a little bit more narrow, built for technical hiking. So I didn't like where it was creasing on my foot. It was just too big. So I did end up going with the 10.5s. Really like it. I put about 25 miles on these boots so far, give or take. I wore it at Total Archery Challenge at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania this past weekend. And I'll tell you, really great boot. I really enjoyed it. These have been waterproofed already, and like I said, worn for just under a month, about 25 miles on them. 15 of those miles were just at Total Archery Challenge. And you can already see that these are about ready to be waterproofed again. Waterproofed them with the Crispi conditioning cream that they had recommended to only use on their boots, and because I haven't had it for a month yet, I don't want to avoid any type of warranty if I do have an issue with the boots, but a little bit of this goes a really long ways. So once I had taken all the laces out and started applying this, there's a lot in here, and I barely used any to get both these boots completely covered. With any leather boot, if you want it to be waterproof, you're going to have to make sure that you're cleaning them after every time you're in the woods, and also make sure you're reapplying that waterproofing cream or spray, whatever you're using, I'd guess at least once a month. Now, I did pair these with a really good sock. So whenever you're going to get your boots, I highly recommend that you try them on with whatever sock that you're actually going to be wearing on your hunt or your hike or whatever you're going to be using these boots for. I got a darn tough midweight hiker made of primarily merino wool. I think they're great. I'm naturally a very sweaty person, so whether I'm hiking, shooting my bow, walking up and down stairs, whatever, I tend to sweat. What I noticed this past weekend at Total Archery Challenge is I probably put about 15 miles in just that day, and my shirt was drenched in sweat with my bino harness on and my backpack and everything. But in my boots, I was feeling around with my toes, just kind of see what kind of moisture we had in there, and it was bone dry. So this boot, properly waterproofed, a really good sock, highly recommend. Darn tough, have a lifetime warranty. I have a bunch of pairs of these. I think they're great. I'm obviously not sponsored by either one of these companies, but I like what I found so far, and I'd highly recommend it. I will say, with about 15 miles on these boots in one day, I was getting a little bit of foot fatigue, but again, they're still in the break-in process, and they're a stiff boot. I find it hard to believe that you're really going to find any hunting boot out there, or really any shoe in general, that you're going to put 15 miles on in a day, especially in rough terrain, going up and down a mountain, where your feet aren't going to be aching a little bit. That being said though, the insoles that come with this boot are pretty good. I see people online say that once you get to about 75, 100 miles on these boots, that the insoles flatten out a little bit, and they're just not as quality as they were when they actually bought the boot. However, I plan on replacing these with sheep feet custom orthotic insoles anyway, so I don't foresee that being a problem. You know, overall, I think they're a really, really great boot. Recommendation I would have otherwise is the stock laces that come in these boots are a little bit short for tying them all the way up. So I would recommend getting a little bit longer laces than what come in them. I did this past weekend when I stopped in the Crispi booth at Total Archery Challenge. Got a longer pair of laces, so when I go and waterproof these again here in the next couple days, I'll be switching those out, and I don't foresee having any issues at all. You know, what kind of boots are you guys going to be wearing this year? What kind of hunts are you going to be on using those boots? Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you're going to be using, what time of the year you're going to be using it in, and you know what type of hunts you guys are going to be on. And you know, if you guys have any recommendations in the future from great experiences or bad experiences you've had with a boot, let me know, because I love trying out different equipment, and I'd like to hear it, you know, from someone's actual experience. So drop a comment below, like and subscribe if you can, and you know, I'll see you on the next video.